The Eagles' first day of padded training camp practices is in the books, and one rookie might have just solidified his position as a starter. Plus, Jalen Carter ragdolls the Birds' biggest offensive lineman. Jalen Hurts' worst day was still fantastic, and some lower depth chart players, they continue to make plays. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. They say training camp really doesn't start until the pads actually come on, and with today being that day, I guess we can officially say welcome to day one of the real Eagles training camp, where people were able to actually hit each other. A couple of sparks flew, but the rookies flashing was really the highlight for me. First, a couple of quick injury updates. Lane Johnson and Saquon Barkley were back at practice today after both missing yesterday. Johnson was in pads, as you saw. He did not participate in all team drills, did do some one-on-ones. He's fine, but obviously working back slowly. Saquon Barkley, he did practice. It was a little bit more limited than usual, but was almost 100%, and so, again, no worries. Trevor Keegan was also back. He had a wrap around that arm he injured yesterday. He also got some first-team reps at left guard, more on why in a little bit, but again, overall, a pretty healthy day for Philadelphia. The Eagles also just made a surprise move today by signing veteran offensive lineman Nick Gates. Now, Gates has 29 starts over 5 seasons, all in the NFC East, although injuries in the past have really been his downfall. He has extensive center experience, meaning they probably don't like the depth behind Cam Jurgens. Not really sure where Gates fits in, but clearly a depth option right now on the offensive line. Now, a lot of you guys have been wondering, when is Jalen Hurts going to throw his first interception? And, well, I got some bad news for you. Jalen Hurts almost threw one today. So close. Apparently right into the hands of Kelee Ringo, but Ringo dropped it, meaning QB1 stays interception-free for another day. And his head coach is taking notice and continued to sing his praises, this time to Kay Adams on her show this morning.
He's just had a great camp so far. Now we're early on, but he's worked so hard on his games. He's just relentless worker, right? We want our guys out there to have relentless effort in what they do.
Is that your word this year, relentless?
Relentless? Yeah, I've used that word before,
Yeah.
But maybe, yeah.
I've read it a lot. You were saying it a
I'm
lot.
going to say it a little bit more, yeah. Relentless effort is so key to, so many things in football, and he's got relentless effort, in the classroom and on the field, which is what you want from one of your biggest leaders on the team. And, the way he's leading and the way he's playing, I'm so excited for him this season, and I'm so excited to work with him again this season. We've been through ups, we've been through downs as a team, and him and I have been together through those. This is our 4th year together,
Yeah.
so I'm just really excited to continue the relationship with Jalen and continue to get to see him play up close and personal and help him become the best player that he possibly can be.
Now, Jalen, of course, still had a really great day. I mentioned at the top that it was his worst day. You could argue that it was his worst day so far at training camp, but even with a quote-unquote worst day, it was still absolutely fantastic. A beautiful touchdown pass to Devontae Smith, a red zone touchdown pass to massive Johnny Wilson over Kelee Ringo, and even one overall red zone period showing Jalen Hurts go 3 for 4 with 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Kenny G and 1 to A.J. Brown. Again, overall, a solid day for QB1. You can make the argument it wasn't as good as the rest, but come on, Jalen Hurts has been absolutely on fire so far during training camp, and that doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon. Now, yesterday, I announced a giveaway for a second pair of Eagles open practice tickets on Thursday, and the winner of that was Jaquil, I think that's just saying it, Jaquil Brown. There you go, see it on your screen. Go to my description box, Jaquil, read that, go ahead and send me an email, and I'll get those tickets sent to you, the way you can be there on Thursday. Also, Rusty Shackle, you won the first pair of tickets, didn't hear from you yesterday, so here's the deal. If I don't hear from Rusty Shackle by this time tomorrow, I'll randomly select another winner to take the first pair of tickets from this video. So go down below, make sure you're subbed, drop a thumbs up, and tell me in the comment section right now, who would you take with you if you won the tickets for Thursday? Now, with the pads coming on, it's worth noting the depth chart changing, since this is really the first big practice since day one, so who started where, kind of important. No real massive changes, although if you remember my show yesterday, I said, well, Kelee Ringo has started, 4 straight days at cornerback? Maybe he's leading in the race. Well, right on cue, I'm proven wrong. This is Rodgers started the day when the pads came on, and boy, he looked pretty darn good, adding to his PBU total and showing off his extremely quick closing speed. Zack Baun started at linebacker yet again today, and of course made some plays, although the highlight was a pancake block from Fred Johnson that set Baun flying and almost caused the first big fight of Eagles training camp. Now, the big winner from today's padded practice, it was rookie Quinyon Mitchell, who started at nickel all morning long and made a ton of highlight plays, including perfect coverage, according to Jimmy Kemsky, on A.J. Brown in one-on-ones. Blanketed him so well, Hurts didn't even throw it. Mitchell then stared A.J. Brown down, LOL. Next rep between the two, Mitchell forced A.J. Brown out of bounds before he got 2 feet in, and other DBs gave Mitchell some love. By all accounts, Quinyon Mitchell was the highlight for the first day of the Eagles' padded practices, and I think if there was any question about his ability to quickly transition from some small school, Toledo, to the actual NFL, That's kind of getting answered very quickly. And it's not just me and Eagle reporters saying that. Other players are taking notice. I mean, even Avonte Maddox, who's played a lot more as the second-team safety, at least more than nickel, mainly due to Quinyon playing so well, had to admit during his press conference that Quinyon looks absolutely amazing.
Everything. I mean, he's a great player, smart. He asks questions. He talks to me every single day. I always, encourage him and, tell him things, little tips here and there that'll help him out. But I definitely been watching him at nickel even today, him getting out there and, they running certain routes and he is doing it right. I was like, that was when he get back to the sideline, I tell him it's great.
Oh, and the rookie's confidence, it's clearly growing very rapidly. Just watch this interaction between himself and the media after practice today regarding his battle with the Birds' #1 receiver.
You had 2 reps against AJ today. Seemed like you had a stare down there. What was that experience like?
Yeah, just every day I come out and I go against AJ, I just try to compete. I mean, he's one of the best in the game, so I know I'm going to get good work. So every chance I get to go against, I'm just going to compete and try to raise the bar.
Well, you had the last been thrown at you pretty early. How do you feel you responded?
I feel like I handled it well. I've been at corner, nickel, and dime, so I just learned at every spot, learned at every position, so I feel really good. Just the versatility that I can be inside or outside, and then just just doing what they asked me to do.
Can we get 1,000 likes for Quinyon Mitchell? Seemingly, again, it's early, but seemingly looking very, very solid for Philadelphia. There's no rush to actually get him out in the football field. Like, the Eagles are so deep at cornerback. If he plays 0 snaps this year, it's not going to be a total meltdown, although he's definitely going to play. But the fact he's already pushing to be the #1 nickel cornerback is a massive sign that Philadelphia got a pretty darn good one in the first round of the draft. Now, keeping with the defensive line had yet another solid day. Stop me if you've heard that one. Starting with Milton Williams getting a deflection of Jalen Hurts' pass after being called very active so far during camp. And how about maybe the play of the day on defense with Jalen Carter apparently tossing 364-pound Mekhi Becton like a ragdoll during one-on-ones. With all the success of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offense so far, I mean, the main highlights of my shows the past couple of days, seen a lot of comments saying, Thomas, the defense, they must be pretty bad. They're getting absolutely obliterated, and I'd argue not quite. Have they been perfect? No, but for instance, multiple times today, Philadelphia's offense had a 1st and goal inside the 10, and they were unable to score. Big Play Slay has been a big part of that as being the only real cornerback who actually has a starting spot already locked down, although he is closer towards the end than the beginning of his career, and I think this is the first time he's really hinted that this might be his last season in this clip with Kay Adams earlier.
Nah, you never know, man, but I'm just taking it day by day. I done did enough in this league to say if I wanted to, I could, but we'll see how I go.
You had a Pro Bowl. You were a Pro Bowler just last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like you got a long time to go here.
Yeah, I mean, I technically could do, but, shoot, we can lead the game on your own terms. That's a way better feeling.
One thing's for sure, all the talent and hype around the Eagles training camp so far has Brandon Graham, even if he's joking, thinking about running it back one more time.
Well, you know what? As a player, if we win it all, I might have to run it back. But the next 5 years, it could be, on the other side, being a coach.
What are you talking about? Usually when you win, you leave. You could have sacked the out of Brady and then said, I'm done. What else do I have? You don't come back after you win.
Right. You right. You usually leave on top, but since you're talking me staying 5 years, I'm trying to meet you halfway.
Heading back to the offense, Will Shipley got even more reps with the first-teamers today, and Kenny Gainwell did as well. Both running backs behind Saquon Barkley have been looking pretty good, although Shipley admitted all these reps are just going to make him better, and getting to play behind Saquon definitely has its advantages.
Yeah, I feel great so far in camp. Just very blessed to first of all be here in Philadelphia, but also, like you said, getting opportunities, getting the reps that I am, and just want to make the most of them. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make sure that I'm prepared going into practice and be ready for anything that's, shot my way. When opportunities like yesterday come up where it's just, me and Kenny mostly getting the first team reps and I get some more in there. I want to make sure to take advantage of days like that. Yeah, that's the one thing I love about Saquon is just so willing to share. Not only him, Kenny, Lou, just all the older guys. They're so willing to share and to help, us younger backs out, Kendall and I. And, I would say with Saquon, it's just how to be a pro. That's one of the best things, just removing the football knowledge out of it, just how to prepare off the field, how to prepare in the film room, take care of your body off the field as well. Just so many different things that he's willing to share and willing to help me out with.
Now, it is worth noting in terms of injuries that Landon Dickerson left practice with what appeared to be some sort of leg injury. He walked off just fine. There's been 0 updates since, kind of leading me to believe that there's nothing seriously wrong. Like the Eagle beat writers would have tweeted something by now if he had some sort of serious injury. And again, he walked just fine. Remember, Remember, he's dealing with a lacerated toe. My guess is he probably re-aggravated that and just didn't want it to get worse. One quick wide receiver 3 update today. Britton Covey has had a pretty solid camp so far, and while I think Paris Campbell is definitely the leader in the clubhouse, I find it really hard to believe that Covey, at least based on what we've seen so far, I find it very hard to believe they're going to cut Covey. I think he's going to make this roster. Covey himself, though, told reporters he's modeling this season after Cole Beasley, who had a ton of success playing Kellen Moore's previous offenses.
Well, I've always watched guys like that. Cole Beasley's one of my favorite people to watch of all time. I really think, mainly he uses his intelligence first and then his quickness and ability second, and that's kind of how I've always been as well. Teams only play man so much of the time, and so you've got to be smart in every sense of the word, and the big thing for me is just building trust with Jalen. Jalen's come up to me and told me he trusts me, and that's the biggest compliment you can get, right, from your quarterback. And so just like I said, seeing myself in my role and where I fit in is what I'm looking forward to.
Day 1 of pads is officially in the books. Philadelphia will mix them in over the coming days and weeks. Probably a lot more padded practices than non-padded practices, but it's just great to officially have the pads on, get people hitting, and see the fireworks out there. Quinyon Mitchell officially the winner for day 1 of pads. We'll see who wins the next couple of days. And of course, stay tuned for all the latest Eagles coverage as we get closer and closer to the very first preseason game, a little over a week from tomorrow. I'm Thomas Mott, hanging out with you guys on a Tuesday. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.